What's up guys, Matt and Blake from footballboots.co.uk, and today we're going to do a video which a lot of you guys have requested after seeing our best boots for defenders, midfielders, and Blake did his strikers. You wanted a goalkeeper's best boots, so we're going to bring you the best boots for goalkeepers and also some gloves that go with those boots. So starting off our best boots for goalkeepers is the new Magista Opus 2. You're going to see goalkeepers such as Willy Caballero, Courtois and Bernd Leno wearing this boot, and it's obviously the low cut version of the Opus 2. And Blake, what's some of the tech specs of the Opus 2?
So it's got a Kangalite upper, pretty much on the entire upper, Kangalite with those dimples on the upper. Not like by everyone, but it has got those dimples. The first generation Opus had that sort of webbing design, but this one has the dimpled upper for added friction on top of the ball. You've got that low cut system, there's no donut fit collar on the Opus, and you've also got that no tongue system as well. Quite a responsive boot, wide fitting, and that nylon chassis on the sole pad with that rotational traction system there. Decent wide fitting boot for goalkeepers.
It is a decent boot for goalkeepers. I obviously tested these previously, and one of the most noticeable things for me is just how comfortable it was, and as a goalkeeper that's something that you do look out for. So alongside the Opus 2, those goalkeepers of Courtois, they're going to wear the Nike Vapor Grip 3 gloves, which are very popular, and they also match this colourway. So they've got that Vol and Shot Pink, Total Crimson colourway going on the top. So they are very bold, but a very good glove for goalkeepers. So next up we've got the Adidas Ace 16.1. And arguably the best goalkeeper in the world and one of the greatest ever. Manuel Neuer wears these boots, and who else have you seen wearing these?
Samir Handanovic for Inter Milan, as well as Pepe Reina for Napoli. So two players that play in Italy, both world-class keepers. Handanovic, one of the best penalty shot stoppers in world football. So the tech specs wise, why is it good for goalkeepers?
Well, one of the best things about an A16.1, which I like, is that it comes in a standard synthetic upper and also a leather upper. So the choice is really with you. If you want a very modern kind of feel and fit, then the synthetic standard version is great for you. Or if you're more a traditionalistic kind of player, then the leather version is great also. Any other things to mention, Blake?
So colorways wise, you've got a large option of colorways for the A16.1 that launched. Solar green one was
Solar
it?
Green, yeah.
And we've also got a dark space one, pretty much all black. This is the Mercury Pack edition for the Euros, and heaps and heaps of other colorways for the A16.1. So lots of options there, and another benefit is that it's much cheaper than the Pure Control, as well as the Primer. It's a very good option, a cheap option for goalkeepers.
So to go alongside the A16.1 is a very popular goalkeeper glove called the Adidas Ace Transition Pro. Now they've got this same kind of geometric pattern going on across the back of the palm here. They've got that kind of geometric pattern going on, and it's there and it's rubberized to punch the ball away with a bit more distance. So that is a very good versatile glove for goalkeepers out there. So our third boot that we're going to look at is the Nike Tiempo Legend 6. Now you're going to see some great goalkeepers wearing this pair of boots. Yana Black for Atletico Madrid, Michel Vorm, and also Hugo Lloris for Tottenham. Blake, anything to mention about the Tiempo Legend 6?
So the Tiempo Legend 6 is really a good boot for any player on the pitch, especially goalkeepers. Goalkeepers want a really comfortable boot, just a boot which is going to provide a lot of comfort. And yes, it has a K-leather upper from heel to toe, very soft, very high quality, and very comfortable. And that internal sort of structure to structure the boot. There's not many stitching lines on the upper, but it is responsive with this no-tongue design as well, and that nylon chassis. Overall, a very high quality, comfortable leather football boot. So what are the colourways we've seen for the Legend?
We obviously saw the launch colourway, which came out in the Pure Platinum pack, which we have here, and the follow-up colourway was a black version of this, quite similar, had some gold detailing on it. The new Floodlight pack, which is...
It's blue and green, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they call it Coastal Blue and Rage Green. So it's quite a modern colourway there. It's not specifically for me. I think it's a little bit too Nike ID. It's a colourway that I wouldn't personally pick myself, but it is one of my favourite models on the market today, from it mixing classic and modern. So it's a very good boot. Now in terms of the gloves, Michel Vorm and Hugo Lloris at Tottenham, they don't actually wear Nike gloves. They wear Eurosport, which are a very popular goalkeeper brand, which have been around for years, and they wear the Eliminator model.
And another thing about the Legend 6 is that it's very wide fitting. If you're a goalkeeper, you've got wide feet, the Tiempo Legend 6, along with Magista Opus, are great options for goalkeepers in terms of the fit, because they're very wide fitting.
So next up we've got Peepers Evopower 1.3, we've got the Camo Pack colourway, and you're going to see some of the most solid goalkeepers in the world wearing this boot, including the legend Gianluigi Buffon, Petr Cech, Veenenfella, and also Rui Patricio. Now it is a great boot because it has the off-centre lacing system, which Blake is a big fan of, and he's going to talk you through that.
So it's got off-centre lacing. This is probably the key point with the Evopower 1.3. It's got off-centre lacing, so goal kicks, anything to do with punting the ball, it's going to be great. providing a really clean and uniform striking surface. Another good point about the Evopower 1.3 is that it's very, very wide fitting. It's probably the widest boot in our list. Very, very good for wide-footed goalkeepers. And yeah, it's for narrow-footed footballers. It won't be the best for you. You could either look at other brands for a more narrow boot for goalkeepers, but the Evopower 1.3 is the widest fitting on this list. Definitely a good boot for goalkeepers.
So it's definitely a great boot for goalkeepers. It's wide fitting, it has that nice upper and also off-center lacing system. And what Puma offer goalkeepers is their Puma Evopower Protect 1.3, which is the matching goalkeeper gloves. Very popular. You're going to see goalkeepers such as Buffon and Pedicek wearing those gloves, and it's a great option. Okay, so just a touch on a pair of boots that isn't worn by a lot of goalkeepers out there, by the England duo of Joe Hart and Jack Butland. It's the Highland Phantom 2. Now, although a lot of goalkeepers don't actually prefer this model, in mine and Blake's opinions, it is actually a great boot for goalkeepers because it has the off-center lacing system, a bit like the Evopower 1.3, and it has that grippy honeycomb upper. Blake, what do you think about the Highland Phantom 2?
Yeah, so it's a bit of an odd choice for a goalkeeper, but it's very, very responsive. Goalkeepers that need to rush out quickly and just need a really responsive boot just for rushing and making quick sort of diving moves. They need a responsive boot. You got Brio cables, you got dynamic collar, this new upper, very, very comfortable and soft. Make this boot a very, very responsive option for goalkeepers. And yeah, what are the colorways we've seen for the Highland Phantom 2?
Well, there's been some really bold colourways, including this Spark Brilliance pack. Now, there's no doubt about it that the Phantom 2 for goalkeepers is a very flashy choice. So if you're a goalkeeper and you fancy these boots, then you're obviously going to be quite a flashy goalkeeper. Now, moving on to the gloves of the Phantom 2. Now, obviously the Phantom, the High Venom range came after the T90, and Nike have continued their T90 glove range called the Confidence gloves. Now, they're very modern in style. On the back of the palm here, they've got some rubberized zones for punching again. So if you are a goalkeeper, a bit of a flashy choice, the Phantom 2 and the GK T90 Confidence gloves are the ones for you. So the best boots for goalkeepers in our opinion is Adidas Ace 16.1 Prime. We've got the cut version of it. You're going to see some top goalkeepers including Keylor Navas, Claudio Bravo, Ter Stegen and also Iker Casillas wearing this model, and it's a top boot for goalkeepers. Blake, what are your tech specs?
So tech specs wise, it's got that prime knit upper. So you also see the same upper on the A16 Plus Pure Control. From heel to toe, it's a very high quality synthetic material, very comfortable. And of course, you've got laces on this boot on the Pure Control. You don't have any laces, but this boot does have laces, which is why goalkeepers probably prefer this option over the Pure Control because it's so easy to just tie up. It's a really sort of comfortable synthetic option for goalkeepers.
Now, talking about which goalkeepers wear the 16.1 Prime Knit, an interesting one is that De Gea actually prefers the 15 Plus Prime Knit. So he hasn't actually moved on to the second generation of the boot. He's stuck with that one. Blake, any ideas why he would prefer the 15?
I'm not sure. The 15 Plus is a very wide fitting boot, and the 16 Plus Prime Knit has that tech fit wrap inside. So it's got to be a bit more compressive and responsive in the midfoot. Maybe De Gea just prefers a more wide fitting boot or just a more comfortable boot overall. I'm not sure. And the colorways you'll see for the 16.1 Prime Knit include this one. This is the launch design of green. You've also got that dark space black design, which is my favorite. What other ones do we see?
Silver metallic for the Mercury pack.
And the recently relaunched Stellar Pack one with white, gold and black. It's a really nice design as well.
So moving on to the gloves of the A16.1 Prime Knit, you're going to see the top level Adidas Ace goalkeeper glove, which is called the Adidas Ace Transition Ultimate. So we've obviously mentioned the Pro already. This is the Ultimate version. It's a lot more expensive. It retails about £140, but if you are a top level keeper and want the best product out there, then the Transition Ultimate is going to be the gloves for you, and the 16.1 Prime Knit is also a great pair of boots.
And yeah, so another thing to mention with the 16.1 Prime Knit is that it's another great wide fitting option for goalkeepers. A lot of the boots we did mention in this list are great for wide footed footballers. So yeah, that's our top 10 list. Anything you have to say, what's your favourite? What would you wear?
What would I wear? Well, I wear the High Venom Finish at the moment, so I would probably actually go for the Phantom 2. I really do enjoy the upper, so that would be the boot that I go for. Blake, you?
I mean, Tiempo Legend 6, the 16.1 Prime Knit, anything which is wide fitting, the Evopower 1.3 is the boot what I would go for. Great for kicking, great for goal kicks, punting, any sort of kicking abilities with the wide fitting options. That's it guys, thank you very much for watching as always.
We'll see you next time.